I didn't expect to say this, and I know this is not a popular opinion, but I quite enjoyed Home Alone 4. It's very surprising because, first of all, I didn't like the third one, and some people said that the fourth one was even worse than the third one. And also, this has 2.5 out of 10 on IMDb, which, let's face it, is a pretty diabolical rating. That's across 36,000 reviews and ratings as well, so it's a decent amount of data. I definitely don't think it's as low as that. I would have given it a 5, maybe even 5.5 or 6. There were elements of this that I thought were really quite enjoyable. This was released in 2002. It was actually part of the Wonderful World of Disney series. This one's directed by Rod Daniel, and our protagonist is called Kevin McCallister, which wasn't the case with the third film, so I think it's an odd choice to go back to. Maybe they got some feedback from the third film and decided to go back to it. I don't know. But he's played by Mike Weinberg, and I have to say, he is a brilliant actor in this. I really thoroughly enjoyed his performance, and I really liked the character, which made it quite pleasing to watch. And in this one, he is a child of separated parents, and he decides to go to his father's house for Christmas. And while he is there are some burglars. Now, his father's house, it's actually his father's new partner's house, and it's huge. Let's just call it a mansion. They have a maid, there is a butler, and it's full of all of the latest gadgets. Even for 2002, it was a very smart house. And these burglars appear one day, and Kevin fends them off in a way that's not as slapstick as the first few films are. It's definitely not as slapstick in style as the previous films, which maybe is one of the reasons why a lot of people don't like it, because if you like that kind of humour, you're definitely getting something quite different here, which is completely understandable, of course. But he realises that there must be a reason why these burglars keep getting into this particular house, because they keep coming back, but under the guise of different members of staff, and there's something not quite right with these two people, blatantly, obviously, and Kevin has to try and work this out. And I will say, I was genuinely really surprised by who these burglars actually were and what their connection to this house was. I won't give away anything more than that, but I was quite genuinely jaw-dropped at this reveal because I hadn't expected it. So that was something that I thought was actually very well written, very cleverly done. It wasn't obvious, at least not to me, and I found that to be quite a pleasing development in the narrative. The burglars themselves are pretty basic, not overly well developed. You don't get to know too much about them. Missi Pyle plays one of the burglars. She plays Vera, and I have to say her performance was amazing. Her facial expressions are incredible, but I wanted to punch her so many times, which of course is kind of a reaction I should have towards a burglar, but the gum chewing honestly cut it out. It gave the character a bit more substance and gave her a very hateable personality, which is what we want from this kind of character, but it was so frustrating. I just thought, just lose the gum chewing and I won't be so irritated by you. But I did think her performance was absolutely brilliant. I really enjoyed it. It's not the most festive. There is a Christmas tree. That's about it. So if you're looking for a festive Christmassy film, this definitely isn't going to tick that box. But if you're looking for a decent Home Alone, I personally think it's actually better than the third. So if you watched the third and didn't really care for it, please still give this one a chance. Because it's good fun, don't take it seriously, but also they have some pretty good stunts as well. The burglars are put through some various situations, and the set designs are great. I thought it was really well done, quite well directed, really well acted. It's not the most perfect film ever, but by no means is it as low as a 2.5. I thought it was pretty decent.